transfers that are in the portal right now. Curious to know if you've made contact with any of those and what your confidence level is about getting those guys to return to the team.
I have. Depends on if we can get some of these Hawkeyes on them too. You know, I think we just need to make them understand that it is home and that we're coming back out to support them and we're going to fight for it. And you know, how cool would it be for some of them to be a part of, you know, obviously they finished towards the bottom, but now moving up towards the top, and they're the reason for the change. Like that to me is as cool as it gets. And that's our sell to them. And we're going to continue down that path, and we're going to fight for them to maintain and beat, because they're loved here. Like you know, we love our Hawkeyes, we love Iowa, and you know, we want them to stay. I feel like it's going good, but I don't know. We'll find out here.
Blake Hornstein, Hawkeye headquarters. Ben, congratulations. I know you got the sport coat on right now, but typically on the court you're going dress shirt and tie. Could you remind me why that's the choice of fashion for you? And just seemed like it was a medium for you to connect with the fan base of Drake. So how did that all come together?
I used to wear different colored ties and shirts and pants, and then I realized I was terrible at matching. And so I went to the white shirt and tie, and then when everyone else kind of went to the like casual look, I always thought in every other profession, and like our level of coaches, we make a lot of money, right? And other people in professions have to dress with a level of professionalism. And I'm not saying other coaches are unprofessional, because my assistants don't wear that, and I think they're very professional. But I've always thought that that's what I needed to wear to act like a pro. And just my thought, my theory, just because everybody else has to do the same thing that's in other professions. So that's why I do it. And then it just becomes comfortable, and then you get superstitious, and then you wear the same color every day, and then it's a problem. But yeah, it looks good, so.
Hey Coach, Matt McCollum with the Daily Iowan. For players who weren't on the Iowa roster during the portal right now, what's your recruitment pitch to them?
You know, here, the big recruitment pitch to them, one, it's the University of Iowa. Like, I think it's a big deal. I think it's pretty cool to be here. I love the campus. I love everything surrounding it. I love the support. I love the fans. I've been around it my whole life. So you sell that, number one. Two, the relationships that we're going to have with them is a big deal. So we sell the people. So we'll sell the people that my assistants, my staff, will sell anyone that's in the program at that point. And three, just making sure that they understand we've won a lot. And if you want to be infected with some of those winning characteristics that we can bring to the table, this is where you should be. And if you want to go somewhere else for a certain amount of whatever, then go do that. But we're going to make you better. The last thing is with our recruiting pitches, I always tell kids, like, don't necessarily go to the school that always wants you the most. And this may not make sense. Meaning, some schools recruit differently than others. Some people will just surround the kids and it's like, I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you. Well, you want them for their talent, which, yeah, that's true. There's certain people that I want for their talent as well. But more importantly, I want them because I see their talent and I feel like we can make it that much better. So choose a school that does the most for you. And Iowa offers that with our coaching, with the university itself. Like, we can change kids' lives. And so we want them to choose, essentially, selfishly, by coming to the University of Iowa.
Ben, Todd Rawle, Camp 1600, ESPN in Cedar Rapids. I know you were pretty deliberate in waiting to make the move to Drake last year in Division I. I'm wondering if there was anything that you learned about yourself in your 1 year at the Division I level.
I learned that I could move. You know, our family did, from a personal perspective. I think it was really difficult, you know, when you put roots in the ground at Northwest Missouri State, have a lot of success there. You know, I felt like I continued to give to that community consistently. You know, from a Division I perspective, what did we learn? The same thing wins, man. It's the connectivity of your group. It's toughness. It's all those things. We didn't win a lot of warm-up contests. You know, a couple of kids that started probably couldn't even dunk. They could, actually. I like to make fun of them. But we were the most connected group out there. We were the toughest group. and we were able to win basketball games. So I learned quite a bit, and a lot of it was just it was just me understanding that that does still happen at these levels, right, at Drake. It's not like you have to get this earth-shattering, yeah, you need talent. Well, I got talented guys, but it doesn't need to be earth-shattering, and does every position need to be the same in regards to talent? No, you need connectivity, toughness, and great kids.
Tyler?
Ben, Tyler Tachman with the Des Moines Register. Nice to meet you. What's you've touched on it a little bit, but your vision for what you want to build this program to be?
I mean, your objective is to win championships. Like, the reason, like, we went to Drake was because we felt like we had an opportunity to win the Missouri Valley Conference Championship and get to the NCAA tournament. We felt like they were resourced enough to be able to do that, and it was important through the conversations with Beth that she was on the same page as me, and she might have even been on a further page ahead in regards to wanting to bring championships here. And so, you know, that's obviously what we're trying to build. I would like to see a full Carver. Like I would like to see fans out there. I've seen full other sports. I want to make sure that we put a good product out there so that fans enjoy it, and you know, we show what Iowa is like. So that would be my vision, similar to what we did at Northwest Missouri State for that 15 years, build it into that kind of contender.
Ben Elliott, Clough Hawkeye Beacon, one more time. Regarding your staff, are you planning on bringing guys from Drake and then filling in the gaps, or what are you thinking as far as approaching that? Yeah,
we'll bring a few from Drake. A lot of the guys, a couple of them have played for me. 3 of them played for me, actually. One of them was my first recruit ever. He wasn't very good, though. He's here, so I'm not sure. He still can't play, but he's got great energy. You know, staff, I always tell people that the best way to hire staff, and Grant McCaslin, one of my good friends, told me this. He said, here's how you hire staff. Find guys that you want to do life with, and usually it's going to work out pretty good. And what that means is just get good people. And you know, if you surround yourself with enough good people, other people want to join as well. And so we'll get the best of the best people. Obviously, for the Power 4 level, we need to make sure that we have a certain skill set as well, which we'll get. And then, you know, there's your video guy and stuff like that. But we just want great people and guys that we want to do life with. So to answer your question, yes, and then we'll fill in a couple as well.
Scott Dockman again with The Athletic. As you mentioned, you want a full Carver, and it's been a while since Carver was consistently full. Is there, obviously bringing in a quality of a good program will bring up the attendance, but is there anything externally that you are thinking about doing or wanting to do in the summer or in the fall to help facilitate that beyond what's going on the court? Yeah, I mean, we're going to connect. Like, our players are going to connect with the students. I need to connect with the students, and our whole program does. And again, though, it's not us uplifting this program, it's the whole university. It's the students helping as well. And it's the community, Iowa City as well. So it's former players, you know, again, like some of these former players are, like, again, they were my idols growing up. Like, this is, NBA I didn't watch, I watched the Iowa Hawkeyes. Like, those are my guys. And getting them involved too, and just creating this awesome environment like that throughout the summer, and just, you got to be out, man. It's Iowa. Like, you got to shake hands. You got to, when you're at the grocery store and they come up to you, you got to say hi. Like, that's, they say Iowa nice. It's God's country, as we say. So just do little things like that, and I think it goes a long way.
Hello, Coach over here. Chris Megley with the Daily Iowan. It was reported that Ben is thirsting to follow you here. I just want to, and you know a little bit about the Hawkeye culture. I just want you to explain why he fits the Iowa culture and what he can do for this program.
Yeah, if that happens, why would those guys fit? Specific to Bennett, I mean, he's probably, if he's not the best point guard in the country, he's top 2 or 3. So that's a pretty good fit right there. All the guys that we've had operate with a level of humility, meaning they're able to be coached at a high level. They don't think they're bigger than the program itself. They understand the value of other people, and that allows to have the lead amount of success. And obviously they're good basketball players as well, but for him specifically, more important is his level of humility. And the other guys that I coached at Drake, exact same. They're humble people that want to serve and want to grow and get better. John?
Coach, how you doing? John Sears, WHO-TV in Des Moines. We've heard other coaches describe you as just like a relentless worker, competitive. Where does that come from, and how is that some way that you would describe yourself as just uber competitive?
Yeah, I would say I was probably the kid that had the temper tantrums when I was, in grade school, because when you lose a game, and you would shake hands and stuff like that. So, no, I find I'm just a fighter. That's what I've always thought. I've always been competitive, and I always want to find a way to be relentless enough to take it a little bit further. I think it probably comes from my upbringing, just my mom, my grandparents, and my stepdad. Just growing up in that environment, I was never really allowed to be a victim. You would always try to control your own circumstances, and you'd always have to fight. And I learned that, just being around my family, essentially, and how much fight they have. It's interesting, there was one of the Northwest Iowa, and I've told this story before, one of the Northwest Iowa camps, they used to come to Storm Lake, and Jerry Strom used to put them on, and he was the best. But one year, it was my first year that I went, I think it was like 4th or 5th grade, and it was my first camp ever. And the first day, it was like I think it was 4 days, 3 hours a day. And the first day I won the Hawkeye Hustler, which is like the coolest award. It's a little medal, and I still have it to this day, I'm sure. And got through the camp, and I got done. And the Thursday, we ended up getting the awards. And I remember I got the MVP of the award, or the MVP of the camp. And the coach went up to my mom and said, "Man, he reminds me a lot of myself, just from a competitive perspective." And the coach was Bruce Pearl. He's my coach for the camp. And it's a cool story. I never knew it until later in life. It's like, yeah, Bruce Pearl was your coach, and that was fiery. And so we work with a little bit of fire as well. So it'll be fun.
Hi, Coach. Scott Rice for KCCI. Over here. Yep. Sorry, a lot of faces back here. Congratulations on getting the job, first off. I know it's been probably a crazy 2 days, day, whatever it has. Could you kind of break down how it all played out, ever since Drake was eliminated into the point where you're standing here in front of us? And also, how long does the plane ride take from Waukee to Iowa City?
It took longer to get to the airport. So, it was like 20 minutes, and it was like you